All right, everybody. Hello, welcome to episode 30 of Hoagies and Pierogis. Let's go. For your hosts, Ian DiCarlo and RJ Hammond.
Hello, everyone.
What is up, RJ? How you feeling today?
I'm feeling all right. How we feeling?
Feeling pretty good. Pretty good. I'm not at work, so I'm happy about that. Took the 2 days off before Thanksgiving.
There you go.
Nice stress-free holiday. Got my coffee this morning. I'm happy.
Yep, I'm back in Delaware. I headed out Friday. No, I got back Thursday, so I could have a nice extra long holiday because technically I have class today, but I came home to do a little work and be home early
Hell yeah.
and then study the rest of the day.
Well, that kind of blows.
It's all right. Got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. Today is the anniversary of the JFK assassination.
I didn't know that off the top of my head, and I was just like, well, that's one way to start the episode.
Happened 59 years ago. It happened in 1963. We still don't know who done it.
I thought we did.
Yeah. Lee Harvey Oswald. No. There was a second shooter.
Ian, did we land on the moon?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I wanted to see how deep you were there.
If you believe the JFK one, though, you're dumb. I mean, like, believe what the government is telling you on that.
I'm not. This is a sports podcast. This isn't a conspiracy podcast. I'm not getting into that.
Let's fucking get into it.
We would go on such a tangent with that.
RJ, why did they shoot JFK? Why did the U.S. government shoot JFK?
I have no clue. I could care less. No offense to the Kennedys. They haven't had a great run, but
way to go along with it. All right, let's get into some sports here. I saw this. It was insane to me. Man who caught Judge's 60-second home run ball turned down $3 million for it.
Yeah, because you can probably get even more.
That's insane. It goes on auction probably in the next couple weeks here.
Who was offering him that? The Yankees?
I think it was the Yankees, yeah.
Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
That's $3 million they could be putting towards Aaron Judge's contract.
They need to save some money.
It would be very funny. I don't know. Do you think he's going to sign with them again? I'd find it very funny if he didn't.
No, I think he's going to sign with the Giants, honestly.
The Giants have said that they will stop at nothing to get him.
I think they'll dish out the most cash. I think they have the most promising, one of the more promising rosters of anywhere that he could go, honestly.
So, at what point, like they get those stars get so much money in the MLB. At what point? Well, I guess it's San Francisco, so that's pretty good life there. But at what point is it like it's so much that you're just like, I just kind of want to play where I want to play. I don't care what I get paid.
I feel like a lot of them could do that, but I feel like a lot of them also go down the tax route. So
that's
like
true.
No taxes.
The Marlins?
In Florida and Texas, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like that's why Marcus Semien and Corey Seager signed with the
Rays?
With the Rangers last year.
The Rangers, yeah.
But yeah.
That's what they should do. Why not? You're going to get that big fucking contract and go to California and lose all of it. Or even New York.
Yeah.
New York's state taxes are like insane.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if it would be worth it to go to the Mets. I feel like they would definitely appreciate it more.
Yeah. Oh my God, yeah. They wouldn't be cussing him out in the middle of the. I mean, he didn't do that well in the playoffs, but still.
Yeah. Speaking of extensions, though, Dave Dombrowski is staying with Philly through 2027.
Yeah, that just came up.
Yep, just came out. Yeah, hell yeah. breaking some news here on Hoagies and Pierogis.
Bam, 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 breaking news. That might get us flagged by ESPN.
I think it was different enough.
All right. Here, I'll just do it for us. Da-na-na.
All right, now that's a little bit close.
Shit.
Should be good though. But I want to try to find it here. Dude, it was a bad day to be a ladder around Giannis.
Dude, you see, the thing is, people are gonna give like the workers or anyone shit. I saw a lot of people on the workers' side. I saw some Milwaukee Bucks fans like saying shit, and it's like,
yeah,
the guy's just trying to do his job, and apparently you have to do that by halftime or before the game, and he didn't request that. You just sucked in the middle of the game. How about you make your free throws during the game? It's been an issue for you for how many years? Yeah, you've been an MVP and won an NBA championship, but that's clearly an issue. So how about you work on it? I don't know. Like, just leave. I get, like, these players that stay behind sometimes and do this shit.
Yeah.
It's just, you just want it for someone to record you and be like, Giannis stayed after going 2 for 11 at the line.
We'll watch the video here if you don't know what we're talking about. But Giannis comes up to the ladder, pushes it out. Doesn't even like push it out of the way, just moves it out of the way. And the worker is clearly like, "No, who do you think you are? You can't do that. You
This
can't
is
do
the
that."
insane part.
And then Giannis pushes it, and then I really don't think he meant for it to fall. But that could seriously hurt someone.
If there was,
he's lucky it didn't.
Like, if there was like a crazy Philly fan still there, they would have dove underneath that ladder and been like, Giannis tips ladder over Philadelphia fan.
You think Devontae Adams' crime was bad?
Yeah.
Giannis might actually get charged with a deadly weapon.
Like,
yeah, it was.
Like, there's so many players that do this stuff. Like, it's happened a lot now too with football, where like players will stay on the field after they lose, and like I think Stephon Diggs did it. So one of the Cincinnati guys did it in a bowl game, and it's like, I get it, but in the back of your head, I think there's still like, someone's going to get a picture of this, and this is going to be great. Like, yeah. I feel like the thing, and it's just like, you played the game. Whatever happened. Go home. Like, if you're a real like baller or dog, go home, and that game's already behind you. You're on to the next thing. Like, you did what you could. Sometimes it's not your day. Go home and work on it when you get home. There's no reason for you to fucking stay behind. And if I was that worker, I'd be fucking pissed. Any night that someone didn't request to do that after, I'd be so happy. I'd be texting the wife and kids. I'm going to be home early from the game tonight, even though the wife and kids are probably asleep because those games.
I don't know how much extra it added. So here's the story. Here's what happened. After Giannis so he went 4 for 11 or 4 for 15 from the free throw line, and then he came out to do 10 free throws in a row. Mm-hmm. He made the first 7 in a row. So, and he shot his 8th. Harold took the ball from him and wouldn't give it back.
I love that.
He was apparently was upset that Giannis was preventing him from getting in his work ahead of Philadelphia playing the second half of a back-to-back against the Timberwolves on Saturday night. And then Giannis was like, "I respect everyone. I know some players don't play now. They want to get some extra work in." So he was like bashing him for being on the bench. And then he said, "Well, obviously we can choose together." And they said, "No, this is their court. I should leave." And Giannis said, "I have 3 more free throws. Let me make them." So, like, he was already more than halfway done with what he was doing. So, and after they took it from him, he went back to the locker room and then came back out to make his extra 3. That's when that happened. And when he came back out, the worker was there trying to get the net down.
I don't know, man. It's all just stupid.
So it's a little bit I see why he would be so mad, especially after they were just fucking with him, like when he was so close to getting done.
Yeah.
And I still don't think it's an excuse to push the ladder like that, though. That's very irresponsible.
The guy's just trying to do his job and go home. He's just trying to do his job and go home.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. It was everything about it was dumb, except for the worker. The worker's just trying to do their job. Leave them alone. You make millions and millions of dollars. You probably have facilities all around the world where you're going to go. Like, you can find a basketball hoop somewhere. You don't need to stay in the facility. Let them do their job and go home. That's all they want to do.
I mean, he was probably getting on the plane and going back to either wherever their next game was or back to Minnesota. Exactly. So I can understand wanting to do that before getting on the plane.
Wisconsin. Before someone points that out to you.
Oh, yeah, I did say Minnesota.
I get them mixed up too. It's like Milwaukee, and then you just say Minnesota.
The Timberwolves and the Bucks are the same team to me.
That whole area is just the same to me as well.
Yeah, like I don't know. But yeah, thank you for pointing that out. I would have felt stupid.
I didn't want you going back and being like, "Why did you correct me on that?"
I'm like, damn it, I'm dumb. But yeah, it was. Things are starting to heat up in the NBA.
Yeah, a couple crazy college basketball games. Texas just blew the doors off of Gonzaga. I watched a little bit of that game, and it was like never really close. Like Texas just outgunned them the whole time. They were banging threes. It was a very good game. Michigan State, I believe, I think it was Kansas. No, Kentucky. They beat Kentucky. I think it's a very wide open year as far as college basketball goes. I think towards the end it's going to be very fun. But Feast Week is this week, which being in Delaware sucks because I can't bet on it. But it's just
what is it?
Feast Week. There's like a bunch of invitationals going on for college basketball. There's just so much going on, and then luckily during Thanksgiving I'll be home. Like I'll be in PA. This is just one of the more fun weeks to bet on because you got rivalry weekend, you got Thanksgiving Day games, Michigan, Ohio State, USC, Notre Dame. It's a good week.
Before we get too much further, I went to go see the Team USA game at the bar yesterday with John, and I'm so dumb. USA went up like 1-0, and there was like I don't know 75 minutes left.
Mm-hmm.
Or 70, they were 75 minutes in, and I was like, John, I'm gonna cash out the draw and just go for the win because it was still 1-0 at that point.
Never.
Fuck the draw.
Oh,
and I cashed it out with I only put $10 on it. Cashed it out with like $6.
Did you see what happened this morning at like 6 a.m.? Argentina lost to Saudi Arabia. Messi might not even make it out of the group stage.
So I'm not even watching the other games that aren't USA.
I saw it on Twitter. People were doing stuff on Twitter. I didn't watch it. I won't be watching any other games probably either.
It's already actually the games are fast. The games are pretty fast.
Soccer is a very easy game to like just put on and have on in the background because they go by very fast. It's depending on how much added time there is.
Yeah, it's like 2 hours, just over 2 hours.
Literally, that's what it is. It's just because there's the halftime is quick as shit. Like in between, it flies by. I think it's only like 10 minutes. So it's like you're looking right around 2 hours. It's beautiful. It's nice.
That is very nice.
Just get through a sports game real quick. I'll probably pay attention more once we get to the knockout rounds. But yeah, as far as group stage goes, I'm just watching USA games, which there was some. The refs were not calling a lot yesterday.
Me and John were talking about that at the bar. We were like, what is going on? It seems like he's picking and choosing a little bit.
All right, Ian, let's get to some American sports. The American sport.
Some real football, huh?
Yeah. Oh, I was on FaceTime with my brother and we were watching it yesterday. I said if for some miracle USA wins, the sport is called soccer for the next 4 years. Everywhere, all around the world.
I agree with that. 100% agree with that. Let's go.
All right, let's talk some college ball because we got we got a lot of games this past weekend that were good, a lot of games that meant a lot, and a couple games this weekend that are going to mean a lot. The college football playoff landscape has drastically changed after this weekend.
Let me bring up the scores here. Need a little refresher.
I'll start real quick with Ohio State and Michigan.
Oh, let's go over this week first.
No, I'm talking both their games this weekend that they played.
Oh, okay.
So it started off. Let's start off with the two big games actually in the early slate, which Michigan Illinois didn't seem like a big game, but Illinois took Michigan to the wire. And I said it when I was texting Shane talking about it. I was like, Michigan's going to pull this out of their ass by some miracle. And they did it. And honestly, they should have lost. Illinois should have just put them away. And I think a lot of people thought that game was going to. And I wish they would have, because the Big Ten is always put up there as like, SEC or Big Ten, who's like top conference every year. I don't know if you put the Big Ten as a whole in top 4, maybe 4, because
guess what?
What?
They're still undefeated, so it doesn't fucking.
I know it doesn't. It doesn't. And whoever wins is going to end up going. But I think whoever loses that game, unless it goes into overtime this weekend, like I don't think they should be in. They haven't played anyone good. The only good team they've played is Penn State, both of them. And they've struggled against teams that they really should not have struggled against. And I think a lot of the Big 12 teams and a lot of Pac-12 teams, they probably would have lost to this year. Those conferences have been really, really good. And the Pac-12 has kind of fucked themselves unless USC can do it this weekend. But I think they're just good. I think some people say they're just not good. I think from top to bottom, I think they're both very good conferences. And I've almost done a 180 on TCU this point.
I mean, by that logic, you can say Georgia hasn't played anyone either, because Tennessee got their shit kicked in by South Carolina.
I think that was just like,
and they struggled against Kentucky. They won 16-6. I mean, it's not like everyone played shitty games this week.
Yeah.
It wasn't just the Big Ten.
True. You're
leaning too much on hating on the Big Ten for no reason.
Well, I'm a Big Ten guy, so like I would want to prop up my conference, but I think I shouldn't even say maybe just against them. I think too many people are down on the Pac-12 and Big 12 just because of years past, but I think both those conferences are very, very tough this year, and I think people should respect TCU more, because the way that they won that game, they're eking out games and quarterbacks have gotten hurt. I've done a 180 at this point. They're winning the games. They're doing what they need to do and win the games. And the way they won that game, by somehow running the kicker out there and kicking it in 3 seconds. And
that was awesome.
That was amazing. And
TCU that was insane.
Like every week they're in a battle, and this Big 12 is good this year. And I think it's got a bright future, even with Texas and Oklahoma leaving, because I think Texas and Oklahoma are going to struggle in the SEC.
They're some of the 2 worst teams in the Big 12 right now.
Yeah, they're not like. I don't know. I thought it was just a very interesting weekend, like going on even to Ohio State, who was in a fight against Maryland of all fucking teams. What? And I knew that they were in. Of course, it's a pick 6 that they randomly have. That makes the score look not as bad as it was, but for a second there, they were.
It looks like from the box score, it looks like Maryland just scored in garbage time. That's what it looks like, but that's not what happened.
No, it was a dogfight. It definitely makes me excited. I think you mentioned it, Tennessee. What the fuck? I don't have any explanation for that. What
I don't know what the fuck that was. Spencer Rattler. He went. I hated how he counted on his fingers. He went 1, 2, 3, 4, and then went back to his thumb for 5. He didn't go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I don't like him. I hate him. And
dude, I don't like him either. I really don't.
And I guarantee everyone's going to be ready to bet on South Carolina this weekend against Clemson, and I bet they get their fucking doors blown off by Clemson.
Yeah. dude.
And this is the thing with Tennessee too. All of a sudden, Clemson's back in the mix possibly. If chaos happens this weekend in conference championships, I don't want to see Clemson in the college football playoff. I really don't.
No. Right now, top 4 is still going to be the same. But
yeah, top 4 is the same. LSU probably moves up to.
LSU moves up to 5.
They have to.
USC moves up to 6 because they beat UC. They were the only ones that beat a ranked team out of the top 6.
That was a great game. I watched a little bit of it, and I fell asleep. I was so tired, but I did watch some highlights the next day. It's nice that game meant something again. And usually you see the Rose Bowl just empty unless it's the bowl game.
Yeah,
like that. Like people were going nuts. It was packed. It was very cool to see that. Like I've never seen that because I didn't get into college football until later. And at that point, USC, UCLA was nothing. Like they both were not very good. It was past their prime. So it's very cool to see that, and then also have them now like going into their prime, knowing they're coming to the Big Ten too. That's exciting. It's going to be. It's also scary too. I think they're going to be.
Well, didn't they? There were some. They might not go to the Big Ten. There were
I
some.
thought that was a done deal.
No, it's not a done deal. There were talks of it not going through. I mean, it wasn't a done deal. It wasn't a done deal in the first place. It was just, hey, we're probably going to go to the Big Ten.
I thought it was like I thought they announced they were doing it in 2024.
That's what they said, yes, but it's not. It was never in stone.
Oh, I thought that was a done deal. I thought,
no. I just recently heard something that it might not.
Especially
that UCLA specifically didn't want to move.
That's weird. I mean, it was a weird move to begin with to just have those random 2 teams out
it's
west.
not weird. It just makes sense that they're reconsidering
it. yeah. Okay, I thought that was a whole set in stone thing, so that's bad on me. Yeah. Okay. I still
with Tennessee. Sorry, with Tennessee.
No, I'm looking. Yeah, I want to go back to. I look at the score and it doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't. It really doesn't. Just first off, I didn't know South Carolina could score that many points.
Neither did I.
Like no matter who they were playing. Tennessee just. I feel so bad for Hendon Hooker.
Yeah, that's
torn left ACL.
That made me upset when I saw that. I didn't realize that had happened. I think he. I don't know if he maybe falls to like a 2nd round pick now. Like he was probably a top 10 pick, but I don't know if that maybe. Someone might get a deal for him now. They might get him in a late, but he was so good that.
Well, this fucking sucks for him because now the age thing does come into play.
Mm-hmm.
He misses a whole year. He's going to be 27 when he comes back.
Shit.
At the end of 2023. That fucking sucks.
That's tough.
That really sucks for him. Out of anyone that could have torn their ACL, I think Hooker is probably worst case scenario.
That's upsetting. And I'm looking back at South Carolina's schedule. They didn't score that many points against anyone this year. not even South Carolina State.
Wow.
The Tennessee ride was so fun. It was so much fun to be like, I was listening to Rocky Top. I was having fun. Hooker. It was so much fun to watch. It was like a lot of people were making the comparison of like they're like the 2019 LSU. It was very similar, like older transfer quarterback, 2nd-year coach, all this stuff. Mm-hmm. And then they just weren't. Their defense was the main difference.
Their defense just imploded.
Their defense just proved that it really was not that good. You can have all the firepower you want. Oklahoma's been trying to do it for years. You can score as many points as you want. But at some point, if someone else finds out how to stop you and you can't stop them, you're going to lose. And you're going to lose by a lot.
Yeah. Man. I think
it depresses me the more I look at it.
It does. It really does. I think Tennessee has been playing like people expected them to play this year.
Yeah.
Just a porous defense and an offense that, while explosive, can't keep up with how bad the defense is.
Now I really want Ohio State to lose, and I want to see a New Year's Six bowl between Tennessee. Oh fuck! No, there's no Hendon Hooker. Come on, I don't want to see it. No one on that Tennessee team is going to play in the bowl games. They're half of them are going to declare for the draft.
Hyatt is out. I'm surprised he just didn't declare right after the game, like, "Hey, I'm going to focus on the draft."
anyone that's worth a shit on that team is going to be not playing in that bowl game. So whoever they end up playing, bet on the other team.
Absolutely.
I don't care what the fucking spread is.
Bet the over though.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Dude, 101 points scored in that game still.
Yeah, because
crazy.
Joe Milton will still throw the ball 100,000 times. Like they still run the same offense. They're not going to change anything. It will be fun.
Absolutely.
Unless they. Oh no, they have their big guy that they signed comes in next year as a freshman. I thought he was there already. Yeah. It just makes me sad every time I look at it.
Yeah, I selfishly, I'm glad I cashed out that Heisman bet on him.
Yeah, and you made some money on it. So
I did.
Thank
you, Hendon Hooker. You will never be forgotten.
Yeah. Oh. I can't get over it. Some other like impressive. I get those are really the only marquee games. Like we talked about TCU.
Oregon beat Utah. I don't know how much that means for them at this point, though.
They're more likely to be in the New Year's Six bowl now. I mean, they're probably always going to be.
Yeah, they both will be, but
it's going to be like Oregon. It's going to be Oregon, USC in that Pac-12 game. Pending USC beats Notre Dame, and Oregon's just going to fuck the Pac-12 again. I already know it's going to happen. There's going to be no Pac-12 team in this playoff. But Caleb, actually, that's a game we should talk about. We should talk about USC UCLA because that had a lot of implications, and Caleb Williams is very good. And I didn't realize he's back next year. He's not eligible for the draft yet.
Oh, really?
So they get a whole another year of Caleb Williams, a second year of Lincoln Riley, and the defense got a stop for them finally. Not a lot in the game, but they got the marquee stop that they needed. So that was a very fun game. I said I hope they win. I'd love to see USC back in. I really would like to see them back in. It would be very cool. And I think Caleb Williams, you can definitely. No, I'm not going to say it because I did this to Bo Nix and I cursed him, so I'm not going to finish that sentence.
I knew what you're going to say, though. I think USC gets in if they win the Pac-12 championship.
They have to, because at this point, like I said,
I mean, look, who else is going to be in over them? I mean, I guess TCU if they win the Big 12 championship, maybe.
TCU would
be. But then one of Michigan and Ohio State's going to lose. So.
Yeah, the only way
I think they can completely justify keeping out whoever loses that Ohio State-Michigan game.
Yes, even if it's a close game like overtime, which I don't think it's going to. One of those teams is going to get their doors blown in, and I think it fully depends on weather. Like if it's a shitty game, Michigan's going to run it down their throat.
I think Michigan's going to kill it. I really think Michigan's going to beat the shit out of Ohio State.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be a blowout one way or the other. It's going to be very interesting to watch. And the other team, whoever loses, has got to be out because that gauntlet that USC had to go through will be very impressive for the committee because they beat 16 UCLA, they beat Notre Dame, who's ranked. They would have beaten Oregon probably in the Pac-12 championship, who will be a top 10 team. Like you got to put them in because the only ranked real win Ohio State, Michigan have is Penn State, and then whoever wins that game. And
there would be there would only be 3 undefeated teams in that case.
Yeah. I think out of the two of them, Ohio State has a better chance to beat Georgia. I don't think either of them could, but Michigan we saw what happened with Michigan last year. The team's not that different. They're just.
I feel like they are different from last year, though.
But they
at least offensively, scheme. Defensively is still basically the same. But I feel like their offense is more dynamic than it ever has been.
I think they still don't really like J.J. McCarthy is not anything great. And neither Stetson Bennett, but Michigan and Georgia are going to line up with the exact same game plans, and Georgia's just better at it. Like Georgia's just better at punching you in the mouth. And I think it's going to end up very similar. But
we will see. We will see.
If TCU's in, and I might just be going all in on TCU. I'll just fuck it. Go Frogs. Let's go Froggies. That'll be fun. I just like seeing new colors. That's my main thing. I'm sick of seeing red.
Yeah.
Sick of seeing red. So much red over the years.
Well, speaking of purple teams, we recorded before the game of the year candidate last week. The Vikings and the Bills.
Yes, we did. Holy shit. What a fucking lucky team.
Justin Jefferson is insane. Not like we didn't know it before, but he's even more. That catch where his hand was like at a complete 90-degree angle to his arm was stupid between like two defenders.
And the other catch where the guy had intercepted the ball and Justin Jefferson took the ball from him with one hand. How? Justin Jefferson is
that was the same
absolute
play.
Beast. Oh, okay, that's the one you were talking about. That was insane. I couldn't believe that. You know what? The Vikings people are gonna. I can't say this thing about the Vikings that everyone's going to say because everyone says it about the Eagles, but man, did they get lucky? How the fuck do you just keep running the ball with Josh Allen? It was working.
I don't think they got lucky.
The fact he fumbled in the end zone.
Oh, well, yeah, that part.
Yeah,
that part. But like, not that it was close in the first place. No, I don't think that one play, that one singular play was lucky. Yes.
Yes, that one play was lucky. That's all I mean. Like, the Bills have. I don't know. Are we worried about the Bills?
They haven't been. I mean, I don't know why people are so high on them in the first place.
Like, I get at the beginning of the season why you're so high because they did go into Kansas City and beat them. They beat the shit out of some teams, but they're just in this like slump the past couple of weeks, and it's like you lose to the Jets.
Worried? No, I just think the teams that they're playing are outplaying them.
I can't believe
straight up.
Yeah. They took care of business this week in a game that the Browns again play the same game everywhere where they just keep it close but like lose. Like
they should have played in the thunder snow.
I know. Yes, that's what we need to talk about.
Damn it.
They stay in Buffalo, play in the thunder snow. Sign Shady McCoy again. Get him back so he can play in another snow game and have like 18 touchdowns. And I could pick him up off waiver wires for fantasy.
Yes.
He is the best snow running back ever.
Yes.
He is the best. And I want a snow game, and I want it now.
I wanted it so bad. I saw 3 to 6 feet, and I was like, oh my God. We're getting one, but no.
No, that's so
too much for them.
That's so upsetting. They should have fucking played in that. The fact that, like more and more new stadiums are going to get built and they're all going to have like domes or tops that can open, and we're just like the snow game is slowly going to phase out is so depressing. It should never go away. It's just so much fun to like. I think it was 2 years ago the Bills played, maybe 3 years ago the Bills played. Who did they play? They wore those all reds. It was a shady and where you just like couldn't see anything.
I don't know who they played.
Maybe it was the Colts. You just like couldn't see shit on the broadcast. That's awesome. It's so much fun.
It really
is. Like, I know it's fucking freezing, but I wish I was there.
Absolutely.
And even those like torrential downpour games are fun too. Like that monsoon game at the beginning of the season with Justin Fields.
That was fun. That was really fun, yeah.
So much fun.
Justin Fields still going off. Even though they lost to Atlanta, he's still going off.
The fact Atlanta still has a chance to win that division.
But if he wouldn't have thrown that interception, at the end of the game, I may have won this week.
Yeah. You know what? Let's get into the fantasy thing real quick because
I lost by 2 points. Yeah, 2.2 points. I lost by 2.2 points.
This week in fantasy made me fucking hate Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce because I had going into Sunday night, I was close with Fiesta's dad. I think he's like the second best team in the league, and it would have been a very big win for me. I had Justin Herbert and James Conner left, and all he had was Patrick Mahomes, and we were like tied. And then fucking that whole Sunday night game, I just watched. It was the first full Sunday night game in a while that I've watched solely just because of fantasy, and not because I have a bet. Like every time, and the second the Chargers scored, I was like, too much fucking time. He left too much fucking time. Patrick Mahomes is going to go right down the field because it was at that point when he threw that touchdown. I think I was down by like 10 maybe, and I was like, James Conner can do that, and he ended up getting 17 points, and I was like, come on, just make a stop, do something, make him throw an interception. No, it doesn't happen. He just does the same thing. And Travis Kelce with 2 touchdowns where he just looks like he's running so slow and just can't be tackled. I don't understand. He's just a beast.
We both got violated by tight ends this week. Going into the game last night, I was down by 0.12. Debo against Kittle. I had Debo. It went back and forth the entire game. Debo would score a touchdown. Then Kittle would score a touchdown. Then Debo got that rushing touchdown. And I was up by 8 points. And I saw Debo go out of the game because he was so goddamn tired because it's insane elevation. I was so mad. Fuck the Cardinals defense. What the fuck was that? They should have tackled Kittle 5 times on his last touchdown. Kittle just stumbled into the end zone on both of them. He should have been tackled on both of them. If he wouldn't have made it into the end zone on that last one, I would have won.
I didn't even watch that game last night. I knew how the game was going to go.
Yeah, the 49ers just destroyed them. Kittle had 2 touchdowns. Ayuk had 2 touchdowns.
Absolute crushing.
Debo had, I think, just 1 touchdown, but yeah. Or 2. No, he had 2. I don't know. But it was really good. It was a good game, but I think that puts the dagger in my playoff hopes.
I just didn't want to be disappointed by another primetime game. It would have been fun to watch the Cardinals get killed. But
yeah, it was pretty entertaining last night. I will admit that. I actually watched that again because of fantasy instead of playing the new God of War. That's how invested I was in it.
Oh.
I finally finished the first one, and I'm on to the second one, the new one that just came out.
Nice. Those look very fun.
Dude, they're so awesome. It's like
I played a couple of I played the older ones. They were so much fun. Like the whole lore of like Greek gods, and now they're on to Norse god. Like,
dude, the story's so fucking good. It's crazy. It was like one of the best intros to any video game that I've ever played.
Oh, that's big talk.
Well, are you gonna get it? I don't know. I don't know if I should spoil it for anyone that would listen that wants to get it.
That's all right. Yeah,
I'm not gonna spoil it. Yeah,
I won't be getting it because I don't have any system I can play it on. But that's okay.
No PlayStation.
No, I just have a Switch. I'm waiting to graduate so I can get Pokemon.
Oh yeah, dude, we gotta do that.
New Pokemon.
Co-op. There's co-op gameplay.
Yeah, I'll have to ask. I guess Shane probably hasn't done it. He has the game, but it seems, I don't know. I've heard mixed reviews about the game, which is every Pokemon game. I just play through it 3 times with each starter, and that's all I do. And then maybe I'll do it Nuzlocke. But yeah, you want to talk about our teams a little, Ian? I'll let you lead off with the Patriots real quick. I don't know how much you want to talk about them.
Okay, yeah. I'll talk about them. That's fine. Because there's some, I want to talk about the Eagles, which is odd.
Oh.
But yeah, I'll go over the Pats first. That was the most boring game I've ever watched in my life.
That's all I heard from people on Twitter because I didn't get to watch it until I got home. And when I turned on the TV, all I saw was the punt return.
It was 3-3.
Like, oh, wow.
It was 3-3 in the first quarter, and it remained 3-3 until there were 5 seconds left in the game. Nick Folk missed 2 field goals. I don't know if the Jets missed any. The Jets averaged 2.77 inches per play in the second half.
Inches?
Yes. Zach Wilson had negative 21 yards.
Did you see his quote? I don't know if he meant something else and just said it wrong. They asked him if he felt like he let the defense down, and he was like, no.
I think. Oh, I didn't. I saw that was tweeted, but I didn't click on the video to listen to it.
Yeah,
so
I didn't. I don't. I think he might have been trying to just shut the reporter down, just because he didn't want to answer that question really. But the fact he just said no is your defense is really good. The Jets' defense is very, very good, and if they had they might have a better record if they just stayed with Joe Flacco. To be honest,
I think they would. I really think they would. Which Robert Saleh is strongly considering. I saw,
Yeah, it's not Zach Wilson. I don't know about him, man. Because even in those games that they won, you go back and look at his stats and stuff. He's not really garbage. The reason they won.
Garbage.
A lot of those games that they won is because of Breece Hall, and he's hurt now, and their defense is just insane. Also, is Jamal Adams still out there? Is he still playing?
I think he's with the Seahawks. I think he got hurt though, right?
His whole thing after leaving the Jets, which the Jets were a disaster at the time, but
he was doing really good with Seattle.
I'm
pretty sure he's hurt though.
Yeah, he is.
But that was the most boring game ever until it wasn't.
until Ian was probably losing his mind.
That was the most exciting. Honestly, now I know what it feels like to be in the Miami fan shoes when they had that Miami Miracle against us. Returning the kick or doing all that bullshit.
Now you know what the Miracle at the Meadowlands was like for me with Deshaun Jackson. That was incredible.
Yeah, Marcus Jones, great pick. Great fucking pick. I love him. Yes.
Just your M Jones killing it.
But guess what? Guess what happened the last time the Patriots played on Thanksgiving?
Did they lose?
No, they won. And one of the greatest moments. What are you doing?
I don't know. I thought I heard something weird.
And one of the greatest moments in sports bloopers histories came about.
The butt fumble was the last time they
butt fumble. The butt fumble was the last time the Patriots played on Thanksgiving against the Jets. And they're playing the Vikings, so if Kirk Cousins has a butt fumble, my life will be complete.
That would be very funny. But this year's Patriots against primetime Kirk Cousins.
Dude, I told
a game I don't watch at all.
No, I told John get ready for another 3-3 game on Thursday night. It's gonna be awful.
Those first 2 games could probably be very fun. The Cowboys might just fucking lay the hammer down on the Giants because the Giants they're kind of riddled with injuries and it looks like the cheese is sliding off the cracker over there. But that Bills Lions game can be this Bills Lions game could be a game where the Bills figure it out for the rest of the season and they just fuck the Lions and score 80 points.
Dude.
Or it's a game where the Lions offense is the Lions offense still and they're just going back and forth all game.
I hope. I feel like the Lions are kind of maybe not figuring it out, but doing something right.
Yeah. They put something together this week and I'm impressed. I think they could do something.
And Jameson Williams is coming back to practice this week.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yes.
The combination of him and Amon-Ra St. Brown and that tandem they have in the backfield.
Yeah.
Jamal Williams might be the scariest goal line threat in the entire planet right now because he just scores when they get down there.
Dude, watch out.
Oh, my God. Storm's locked in the room. That's what happened.
RJ locked his cat in the room.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to lock you in there. He was locked in the bathroom.
Locked in the bathroom.
Yeah. I thought I heard noises, and I turn around, and his paw's just sticking out underneath the door. Sorry, buddy.
I thought someone was breaking into your house for a second.
I did too. I was like, what the fuck? What is that noise? Like, because it sounded like that.
At 11:30 in the day? That's kind of crazy.
It's a bold strategy.
We had the Lions.
Yeah, the Giants. That I will say that is the most fraudulent 8-2 team or whatever they were in the entire world. That team is. They were figuring it out, but they were not.
They were 7-2. Yeah, they were 7-2. Yeah, they kind of got victimized by the Seahawks and now the Lions too.
Yep.
In pretty quick succession. Daniel Jones is still doing well though. Now I guess I really don't care about fantasy that much. When Fields has his bye week in week 14, I'll just plug in Daniel Jones.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, they're going to end up signing him to an extension, and I just don't think it's going to be the best idea for them. But they're not going to be in a place to really draft anyone at a good spot either. So,
yeah, there's this article on ESPN from 5 hours ago, the Danny Dimes dilemma. Where do Daniel Jones and the Giants go from here?
Yeah. I mean, Odell has put out some tweets that have hinted at him going back to the Giants, but from what I've heard is he might go to the Cowboys for the rest of the year and then go back to the Giants.
Who gives a fuck what Odell does? Who gives a fuck? I'm tired of hearing about him. I mean, he sign with the team and fucking play. Shut up and fucking play.
I don't think he can yet. I think he's still hurt. I think he's still recovering from. I mean, he tore his ACL or whatever in the Super Bowl.
Why is everyone expecting him to come in and do shit then?
Because that's exactly what he did with the Rams last year. He was part of the reason they ended up winning the Super Bowl. Like, that offense was only Cooper Kupp, and he added an extra threat. He's not going to come in.
Yeah, it worked on the Rams offense with one of the greatest offensive coaches ever.
But I would be scared if he ends up on the Cowboys. Personally, as an Eagles fan, I would be very scared of.
I would not. I would not worry about it at all.
Okay, just in my own division, I would not. Yeah, that's
a hobbled geriatric Odell Beckham. No.
Hey. Geriatric? He's not like old. I'm pretty sure DeAndre Hopkins is older than him.
He's up there.
He's like 30. Maybe not even.
Oh, he is 30.
Yeah.
I thought he was like 35.
There are top tier wide receivers out there that are much older than him.
Yeah, I thought he was like 35. I thought he was as old as Julio Jones, I guess.
That catch was his rookie year, and that was like 2016, I think.
My point still stands. Who wants a hobbled Odell Beckham?
I mean, hey, if he doesn't work, I'll say you're right. But for now, if he ends up on the Cowboys, I will be afraid.
I literally do not give a shit.
Although,
but go on to the Eagles.
Well, you said you want to talk about the Eagles, so I'm interested what you mean.
You start going.
All right. I don't know. Like, we won. That's good. Those
hold up. Go back because we didn't record.
Oh, right. Okay.
So this is the reason RJ is leaving the podcast for the next 2 weeks, because the Eagles had their first loss to the Commanders. And
no.
Dude, you predicted this hard. The Eagles fucked around with Heineke and they fucking found out.
I think I did say it on that episode. I was like, Heineke does kind of scare me. Like, he'll fuck around and do some shit. Now that I've had time, the Jordan Davis, not having him was glaring in that game. Brian Robinson just pounded for like 4 yards every time up the middle. Up the middle. Just like pounded through. He break a couple tackles. Yeah, it was a very frustrating game. I was very upset. I threatened to off myself that night multiple times. Because I was like, it's the fucking Commanders, and we were at home, and we just like the offense. Hang on, I don't even remember what the score was of that game. I need to go back. The offense did some things. Like, the offense scored 21 points. Just the defense, they just ran the ball down our throat, and they dominated time of possession. And that's all it was. I mean, and then going into this week against the Colts kind of tried to do the same thing, but Howie did some Howie things, and he fucked around and signed Linval Joseph and Ndamukong Suh, who
yeah
proved to be very helpful. That first drive, I was worried because I did have that game on.
They were looking good that first drive.
They ended up just stuffing Jonathan Taylor a bunch of times, and I think he did have a decent amount of yards, but what did he have? He had 84 yards, but they didn't score a touchdown after that first drive, and the offense looked off. We didn't have Dallas Goedert, and is he really that important to our offense that it really looked that bad? I felt like we kind of went away from the run a little bit, where we probably could have. How many rushing attempts did Miles Sanders have? We're going back to this.
It wasn't many, right?
Oh, he had 13. I probably should have had more. And Hurts ran for 16. He ran 16 times for 86 yards. So.
Oh well, yeah, 33 rushing attempts, or
towards
29 rushing attempts.
Towards the end of the game, it seems like in the first half we didn't really run the ball, from what I remember, and then we were like, oh, we can run the ball and be good. And Jalen Hurts, that was a Jalen Hurts win. He fucking took the team by the back of its neck, screaming and crying, "No, I don't want to win this game." And he was like, "No, we're gonna go fucking win this game, guys." But no, the defense did step up again, and I think it's just 2 weeks where we've seen it happen with the Bills. They've had this little stretch of kind of playing down or just looking weird, and it's happened to a couple good teams this year. I think we'll be all right. Playing Aaron Rodgers this week, I don't want to say, Jesus, we're favored by 7 points.
Oh wait, the Eagles are playing the Packers this week? I thought they were playing.
On okay. Sunday Night Football. Holy fuck, we're favored by 7. Oh my god, that seems like a game where everyone is going to take the Packers, and now I'm so much more confident that we're gonna Packers to cover. No, that Vegas is begging you to take the Packers right now. We are going to fuck the Packers up on Sunday night.
Oh, you're going with the opposite stance.
Yes, I'm going. Vegas put out 7, and it's the Eagles have not looked good the past 2 weeks. People are going to be like, they lost to the Commanders. They barely beat the Colts, who have Jeff Saturday as their fucking coach. Oh yeah, no, hammer the Eagles. That line might end up going up to 8.5. The way people are probably going to bet it.
My God,
I'll just take it. Take a -14. No, but in all honesty, I'm a little scared of Aaron Jones. But
yeah, last thing I'm going to say, it did kind of pertain to the Eagles, but when they lost, I saw the 72 Dolphins team live to see another day.
Fuck,
I hope that going undefeated becomes commonplace and I hope the memory of the 72 Dolphins dies with the rest of the members of that team. Go fuck yourself. Shut up.
Yeah, the Dolphins, even when they were bad, they had something to celebrate every year when all the undefeated teams were finally lost.
You played 14 games with no salary cap. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, the Patriots won. I know they didn't win the Super Bowl, but you guys won 19 games in a row?
18.
18
and 1.
Yeah, okay. You won 18 games. But I think even before that, you won the Super Bowl the year before? Maybe? At some point.
No.
At some point, the Patriots have had a 22-game winning streak from one season going into the next one.
I think that was 2003, 2004.
I'm sorry. I know they didn't win every game and win the Super Bowl one year. They won more games than you in a row. Fuck off.
Yeah. 72 Dolphins are 17-0.
And then you had one of
14-game regular season.
Yeah, and you end up having one of the best pure passers ever to grace NFL field, and you don't even win a Super Bowl with him. You don't even come close. Even though I like Tua, I like the Dolphins this year. They're fun.
They are. But yeah, that's the last thing I had to say about that. Fuck the 72 Dolphins.
All right. I'm meeting with my professor here in a little bit, so let's run through these last couple games. I want to Steelers showing a little bit of life, and Bengals.
Oh,
Bengals
dude,
might just round into form again towards the end of the year here.
this was the best uniform matchup of the year.
Yes, it was so awesome.
Best one.
You want to know what could have made it better? Snow. Snow.
Snow would have been nice. That would have been nice. There was a little bit of frost, but
seeing everyone breathe, the breath and the icy whites. I can't wait to see the Bengals in the snow. All whites in the snow.
The all black for the Steelers with the dude,
like camouflage. It'd be like camouflage if they played in the thunderstorm with the all whites. That'd be amazing. You wouldn't know where anyone is.
The opposing team would be so scared. Man, that was awesome. But yeah,
Cowboys crushed the Vikings. Thank you, Cowboys. That was the one time a year I was a fan of the Cowboys this year.
They just embarrassed. That game actually made me feel a lot better about the game on Thursday. I think the Patriots will do a lot better against the Vikings than I thought they were going to do.
Mm-hmm.
As long as the offense can do literally anything, I think they'll be fine.
Literally anything. Yeah, that's a good point. If they can score more than 3 points, you might be all right.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. I was just happy. Like the two, again, don't throw stones in a glass house. We've struggled against, and we don't have the hardest schedule, but the Vikings, they beat the Bills, but the two of the better NFC teams they played, they've gotten absolutely crushed. Like, we killed them. We shut down Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson got shut down yesterday by fucking Trayvon Diggs, of all people, who gets burnt left and right. And they lose by 30.
I mean, this year, yeah.
I mean, that's just his style of play. Like, he gets a lot of picks, but though he not bites.
Yeah, amount of picks. Yeah, amount of picks doesn't always equal good.
No, doesn't always equal good cut. He's very aggressive. He plays aggressive, and sometimes he'll try to cut off a route and he gets burned. That's what happens.
Yeah, it's
a give and take thing. Reagan was at the Ravens game again this week, and that looks like a horrible game. 13-3.
Was it 13-3?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't even watch it. I didn't check on it at all.
I guess Mark Andrews did play actually, but I don't know. He did, yeah. Did. Like, I don't know what he really did because I didn't get to watch that. She said it was kind of a boring game. They still had one. Oh, also, I didn't even realize the Rams and Saints played today. Saints had another cool uniform though. I saw that.
Oh yeah, the Rams and Saints. Yeah, that was actually a decent game.
It was actually, but I just didn't even realize that happened. I forgot about it.
That's understandable.
We do need to mention Cordarrelle Patterson set the NFL kickoff return touchdown record with his 9th of his career. Now, Devin Hester still has the returns as far as combined, but Cordarrelle Patterson has 9 career kickoff returns, which is kind of
straight up kickoff.
Kind of crazy in this like day and age of NFL with like there just being so many touchbacks. Like you rarely see a return of even like 30 yards. Like, let alone.
Yeah, exactly. Because they're set up at the 35-yard line.
I hate that rule.
But
I have a penalty that I hate again now. Like we've talked about my hatred for holding. I've never seen an eligible receiver downfield called more than this year in the NFL. They are calling it fucking left and right. And
because they're running so many fucking screens.
It's true. It's true. I get it. Like, I don't know. I feel like every year there's like one penalty that they're like, let's just fucking call this left and right.
All right, let's get this wrapped up. We got to go over some shit before we get this wrapped up. RJ, you will be on a 2-week hiatus here for a little bit.
Finishing up nursing school, and I've got a lot of finals, so I need to focus up, take my time on the weekends to finish. It's really only next weekend. I might be able to do the weekend after, but that's graduation weekend, so we'll see. There might just be a lot going on. But if you did plan something else ahead of time, then just run with that because I'll be moving back and everything.
The only plans I have, I think I'm meeting up with a buddy back at home on Saturday, and we're going to do our first live and in-person episode.
Oh, baby.
On Saturday. So I will I'll post that. That might take a little bit longer to come out. But we are on Instagram. Hoagies and Pierogis made an Instagram before the great Twitter collapse of 2022. So whenever Twitter goes down, we will be on Instagram.
Yeah.
So I'm already mass following people, and I think we have more followers on Instagram than we do Twitter. So
hell yeah.
Last time I checked, it was 69 on Instagram. But yeah, like I said earlier, I'm getting a audio interface, so the audio will be better.
There we go. Moving up in the world. Once I graduate, we'll be able to do more things. Maybe do some lives.
Digital audio.
Hell yeah.
That pure digital. Fuck yeah. I'm excited. It's going to be cool.
Hell yeah.
Alrighty, RJ.
Alrighty, Ian.
Good episode this week.
Yes, very good.
We will see you in a little bit. Have a happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We will be back. Well, I will be back next week. Adios. Munch.